smelled like marijuana the whole time.
No.
I don't know when she was explaining the stabbing and the sounds that Gannon was
No. Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for stopping by. Really interesting phone conversations I've had with Amy. This is somebody that's in the gallery at the trial. This is two calls, one from yesterday and one from today, where she gives us great insight with things like Dorothy Lewis's son allegedly smelling like marijuana in the courtroom, and the judge actually called it out today. I'll put the clip in there. And also things that we couldn't hear today when the audio was out, like the questions that the jury was asking Dorothy. She didn't take notes because she thought that we could hear it, but she did give us a synopsis of some of those questions. And also, sadly, like Leticia, which we couldn't hear, describing what happened, or like the sounds that Gannon was making as she was doing what she was doing. And the jury's some of their facial expressions, just really great information. So please hit like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Also check out my sponsor, DataSeal, a service that I use to protect myself from the crazies online. If you haven't seen people getting doxxed and harassed and all this nuttiness, and I don't know how many times I tell people to at least go try to protect yourself. Something as easy as your name, your phone number, your email address, your home address will pop up, your family's address will pop up, and it happens to people over and over again, especially these YouTubers. You would think that, hey, go pay for something to protect yourself. Your information is being sold by data brokers all the time. It's easy for anybody to look up your information using people search websites. They can find your home address, date of birth, email address, phone number. DataSeal.io is the data removal and monitoring service I trust to remove my information from the internet. Click the link below and use the code 5OFFALL to save 5% off your DataSeal subscription.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mel.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm not held in contempt or anything.
We're on live right now.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I was tweeting. I mean, not tweeting. I was texting a few things, but the bailiff got fed up and said, "Put it away." So.
Wait, really? He talked to you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a little confusing because there's press in there and there's family in there, and there are members of the court like that are sitting by the family, and so they all have computers and phones, and ex-witnesses are there using their phone. So I was like, well, why can't I? Well, I found out. Apparently, the general public can't. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I even asked one of the prior witnesses that was there. I was like, "Hey, you're using your phone. Is it okay that we use our phone?" And they're like, "Well, I don't know. You know, I'm kind of different than you. Like, I'm part of the legal system."
What?
So.
Oh, and I feel like I think I'm echoing for some reason. Are you playing me in the background, or is that me?
No, let's see. Let's test.
I mean, we could work on it, but let me close all my stuff.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think that's.
Is it echoing?
No, I think that's better.
Okay.
So yeah, what did you think about this doctor? And like, I don't know if you got to see any reactions.
Oh yeah, I wrote down everything from different points, and I will say overall, I think she was obliterated. And I talked to other people that were there, you know, on the other. So on the right side is all family, all of Gannon's family. It fills up the entire right side. On the left side, the first two rows are for press, and then the doctor's son was there. So he was in one of the rows.
The doctor's son was there on Leticia's side, I guess, right?
Right. So the doctor's son was there, and he's the one that I think indulged, or whatever you want to call it. He smelled like marijuana the whole time.
No.
I don't know if it was him. Don't want to say it. I can't prove it, but most people come to Colorado. That's the first thing they kind of want to do.
Right.
But come to courtroom like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was chill the whole time. I mean, I don't think I would have taken it as well having my mom being, you know, pushed. Um, but it was I'm not sure. I guess everything got aired about how angry the judge was at the doctor. Um, she reminded me, the doctor reminded me a lot of Leticia, and that's what other people were saying.
Yeah.
She's entitled. She doesn't have to follow the rules, and she does a lot of word salad.
A lot. I mean, I almost even thought the defense was kind of a little annoyed with her too at first when he was on, and so he kind of kept trying to rein her back in, and then the prosecution on they really did obliterate her. But then even I was surprised with the judge thing at the end. I guess he was kind of like it does seem like he was annoyed because like he talking about the time, like you were supposed to be here in the morning, you weren't here, then you're supposed to be here in the afternoon, you were late, and so like you need to be here on time tomorrow.
And then she goes, "I'll try."
Oh, that's what she said, because I couldn't hear what she was trying to, like, what she said.
Yeah, she said, "I'll try."
Wow.
Entitled, very entitled. And then her son was shaking his head, yes, like in the back, like he would take
maybe
care
it's
of
the
it.
son that's all blazed out and shit on weed. He's the one that's been driving her back and forth and stuff.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to get sued for anything,
allegedly,
but you know, allegedly he was the one who reeked of it. Yeah. So I don't know. But he was really calm. Gannon's, the family, they were incredibly stoic. No tears, no anger, no reacting. They just kind of, I watched them a lot. I thought one comment the doctor made was incredibly rude about Al.
What the marriages, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was shocked when she said that.
It's like, hello, you just attacked the victim's father. What? And then the whole time we were in there, we were like, show us the video. Shut up and show us the video. So, and I did tell, so there's some true crimers from other places that were there, and they didn't know as much about the doctor. And I said, the prosecution is going to poke and poke because she's known to explode. And they were like, really? She seems very meek. I said, watch. And she started getting a little feisty towards the end.
Yeah, she was a couple times there.
It was like, let me finish. And I don't know if y'all heard this part when they told her she cannot talk to the attorneys tonight.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
She told him, but I need to talk to them about why I'm not getting here on time. Oh, that was it. The case blower. Did y'all all catch it? Did y'all catch the moment when she said the court would not pay for the EEG and the MRI?
Yeah.
And they said, would it shock you to find out the defense drew back the order? And she's like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because I think, that was pretty nuts. That was really nuts.
That was like everybody, and I had moved through the back to make friends with the bailiff towards the second half. So I was sitting by her. And I shouldn't say that, so hopefully nobody sees or figures out who I am. But I was not sitting next to the bailiff. I was kind of near. But she was her eyes got really big, like, wow, this is dirty. They're doing her dirty, and she's their witness.
Wow.
They didn't even tell her.
Yeah, that was messed up.
And it's like, why don't they want the EEG and the MRI to come in? Is it because there's nothing there?
Mm-hmm.
And then Dorothy seemed to backpedal and say, oh, I don't really need it. Yes, you do.
Yeah, when they don't give her all the accurate and honest information, she's left out to hang like that. Oh my God.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. I will say the jurors were very, very, I don't have a baseline for other days.
Right.
But today, they were doing the ping pong head, look at the defense, look at the attorney, look at the witness, look at the attorney, look at the witness. They were like really listening. there's one guy, I tell you, he's you. He's you on the jury.
No.
Mel.
What does he do?
Every expression is on his face. Every reaction on his face. I mean, you know what he's thinking the whole time. And there was a lot of WTF faces. And yeah, he, you know, I've got a lot of notes. I'm actually stuck in traffic while I'm talking to you,
okay.
but I don't want to tell you everything, but I will tell you that her feet are shackled. I didn't know that. I don't know if everybody else knew that.
No.
But her feet are shackled under the desk at all times, except for when, you know, she needs to go to the bathroom. But her feet are shackled the whole time. Let me see if I can find anything else. Let's see. Oh, earlier I said we had this COVID seating. Okay, let me clarify.
Oh, yeah.
It's suggested they like put a sheet of paper between every other person, but after a while you give up.
Right.
Now, the jury still has the panels up, the clear panels between each of them.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to clarify that if anybody comes back and there's no COVID seating. It's just they put a sheet of paper every other to kind of encourage that.
People are asking about this hot mic moment, like right at the end when the doctor was like talking, and I think it's just this whole thing like that she kind of like she was lied to. Somebody sent a super chat and said when she said the lawyer lied to her at the end, like people heard her say something like the lawyer lied to her.
About the timing of when she was supposed to be there.
Oh, okay. It wasn't about this other thing, I guess.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah, so
but she said, I want to talk to them tonight about the timing. And he said, you can talk to them about the timing, but you can't talk to them about the case. And it's like, no, you just said you cannot talk to them at all. But then he went back on it and said, okay, you can talk to them about the timing. And it's like, why are you worried about the damn timing? I'm sorry.
You're right. No, you're good. Don't trust me.
Okay.
I've said worse.
But she was very not respectful of the court to me. She talked back to the judge. She had to have the last word, just like Leticia.
That's so interesting. Yeah, that's a good point.
She really, bad wreck. Okay, let's see. Oh, New York police.
People were wondering too, did they say anything about like that guy Will and Leticia cuddling and shit? Or like, you know, kind of.
A lot of people in the courtroom were like today, like, you know, the people in the gallery, whatever, they were saying how disgusting it was yesterday. And I didn't notice them touch. I saw him touch once. He did not have a wedding ring on. He is even, I'm sorry, just everything you said yesterday about, he probably, you know, you had a little description for him yesterday.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, about probably never having the attention of a girl.
Yeah, probably, I get that vibe from him. I kind of, the last couple of days I've been picking up on it.
She's got him misted. I call that misted.
Misted?
Yeah.
I feel like she has him like wrapped around her fingers and stuff. It's so weird.
Oh, it's so bizarre and embarrassing and cringe. And I'm surprised the judge is allowing it in his courtroom. And I have a feeling he was talked to last night because they weren't doing it today. From what I could tell.
Yeah, it was less. It was a way less. I mean, I saw they were a little close, but yeah, it wasn't like, not like yesterday for sure.
Okay. Is there anything? Okay, I had that. I had that on my next thing. Leticia, an attorney not touching. Let's see. You know when the doctor talked about the charges in the courtroom laughed? She said, I haven't been paid yet.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone laughed.
Yeah.
About her rates and stuff. I looked over to see if Gannon's dad and his wife and Gannon's mom found that offensive. They laughed too.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's interesting to know.
Yeah, they can laugh too, in the middle of all this.
They're going to get canceled now. I'm just kidding.
What?
No, I'm just kind of joking. Because I know a lot of times people, like, they act like families, even though it's a horrible thing. Like, they can't have a moment of, like, laughter and people get all crazy and stuff.
Come on, people.
Yeah.
We have range of emotions, no matter what.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? When the doctor said, when she said those final words for the defense, Leticia was insane. That was like her final sentence. I looked over at Gannon's dad, and he just didn't flinch. Like, whatever.
And you know what? You reminded me too that one moment too where the doctor, I guess accidentally or whatever, she said Leticia is guilty or something at some point.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So he held on to that. It's like, oh yeah. And
oh yeah, let's take that. Yeah.
It was so bad, so freaking bad.
That's why I think Leticia's going to testify. I really do.
That's just Hail Mary. Like, she has to do it. I don't think
she
help
has
her.
to, because she's like, you just screwed this up. You're stupid. I'm going to go up there and show you. What does she have to lose?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's already lost. Like, might as well last ditch effort.
Yeah. Let's see if I can see another one.
That's the other thing. Amy P said that the doctor said the suitcase weighed 100 pounds. I was like,
she weighs 100 pounds.
I know. That's what I was like. Who carried that thing? Who carried that suitcase around?
I think her son did, or they have it on wheels or something. He was really trying to. We felt like he was really trying to push whether she had cognitive deficits. The doctor herself. Like, do you remember this? You said this earlier. I don't remember saying this.
Right. Oh, interesting. I didn't think about that.
And we were kind of going like, oh, this feels disrespectful to the elderly, but he had to do what he had to do.
Right.
And I thought she was pretty sharp for her age. I mean, she wasn't perfect, but I've seen worse witnesses.
Somebody said, I don't know if it's true, somebody said she has Parkinson's, and somebody else said she has rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, I don't know what's what, but maybe it's possible.
I don't know. I did not see shaking. That's all I know about Parkinson's. She did come in a wheelchair. On the video where the judge yelled at everybody for moving the furniture.
Oh, the judge. Yeah, that was amazing. Who was the one that did that? Was it the attorney or was it her?
He was yelling at her the defense attorneys.
Oh,
tables and everything.
He did that.
And he lost it.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, and I did do a little diagram of all the jurors. When I get home, I can tell y'all, like, generally, I don't think that would be against anything to give you a general feel of the makeup of the jury. I will say overall, I mean, if I had to place bets, they're going to find her guilty. But they are listening intently. They're all very cool. Nobody's, sticking out except for Mel. The juror. He's funny. He's the one that makes people laugh.
Oh yeah.
And he's got a lot of expressions. And I'm like, this is Mel.
That's so funny.
Probably about your age, and he's sitting right up front by the witnesses. So let's see. I put, she twists things just like Leticia. Other people were saying that man had stayed in the sunbed too long, the red man.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
They got hot in there.
Are you going back tomorrow? People are wondering.
I don't know. That's why I'm holding off on saying much more, because if I go back, I don't want to say anything because there's other information.
People are going to be looking for you or whatever, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Because we were like, why are they not showing the video? And so the defense didn't show it, but the prosecution's going to show it.
I know. I'm looking forward to that. I thought that was interesting too.
We were like, shut up and get the video on. We want to hear it now. And but I just don't know. Those seats are so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Did the temperature in there get the same, or did it get worse or better? Or
not to 80 degrees, but it started getting pretty hot. And people were taking, layers off. So There's a bodyguard with the family, and that's very frightening. There's a lot of guns in there.
Oh, okay.
You know, which should make you feel safe, I guess, but it also is like just the reality of it hits you, you know.
Right.
You can't get, you know, too close. You know, they're watching Leticia, and they're also protecting the family. I don't know from whom, but maybe somebody wants to go after the family.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good that they're doing that, but yeah.
Yeah. Any other? And then when she said she's made her mistakes, that did not look good for the doctor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then she did the whole. Remember, we all watched the documentary with Billy, and she explained that whole story. That was in the documentary.
Yes.
I don't know if you fell
I did see that, and
part.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that from the documentary. Mm-hmm.
But the judicial notice was a huge thing about saying the defense withdrew the request for the EEG and the MRI. That is a huge, huge thing that I worry about. I don't know this. We would need an attorney. Is that enough for appeal?
Right.
That her attorneys, because the doctor was really, really mad about it, and nobody will ever know, because now they're saying, well, what if she got injured in jail? The brain injury could be from jail, not from before. And she kept saying about, you know, you would have all this information from before. Well, where's that information? I have never heard of the information of multiple names, losing time, etc. Before the murder. She started creating that stuff after the murder.
Okay.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, tell me, is there a car chase on? Am I losing you?
Oh, you know what? I don't even know. I was looking at something, but yeah, there was something coming up. Let's see what
Okay, tell me if there's another question.
All right, I'm gonna take a look in the chat, but I think we're good for now. Okay. And I definitely, whether you go or not, we can talk tomorrow more too.
Yeah. I just can't do it was fun today sneaking the real life time little text out, but
yeah.
And the lady next to me was like, I saw her coming, but I couldn't warn you. Shoot.
Yo, Amy, thank you so much for giving us like some perspective from inside the courtroom and like the jury and the family and the judge.
It's just all those questions that I've wanted answered.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's what I was trying to observe, like the family and the jury and the reaction. And the judge absolutely is, pro state always. And I'm trying to think one other thing. Someone said they thought that Lena was in the courtroom.
Oh.
And that would be Gannon's little sister.
Right.
And before anybody told me that, I thought it was her on my own.
Wow.
I didn't ask or confirm. I can't imagine they bring that child in there. I don't know why they would do that.
Right.
So, anyway. All right,
Amy. Well, thank you so much. Drive safe. And we'll be in touch.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Missed everybody today.
Thanks. Yeah, no, usually in the chat and we're DMing on Discord, but thank you so much for that. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Okay, bye.
I'm going to first play the judge addressing the courtroom with regards to the smoking, and then I'm going to play the second call that has more information from Amy with regards to Leticia on video, and also the jurors asking questions to Dorothy. And of course, some of the portions of audio we couldn't hear, like Leticia describing, Gannon's last moments, which was pretty graphic.
Second issue is, I know that we have some people from out of town. I know that we have some people from out of state, and I know that perhaps they're not familiar with the laws in the state of Colorado or the etiquette and procedures for this courtroom and this building. This entire building, the El Paso County Combined Courts, in its entirety, is a non-smoking facility.
Oh, I told you.
Also understand, we have cameras everywhere in the building. So when you leave this courtroom and you go down a
I'm
hallway,
thinking it's the weed thing, but maybe not.
and then you go into a stairwell and you're smoking, we know who it is.
Ooh. Well, who's smoking?
Especially if you've been warned about it before and you go down to another stairwell and smoke. I want to be very clear. There is no smoking of either tobacco or marijuana products anywhere in the courthouse at any point in time.
Okay, Amy, holy moly.
Yes, my brain is mush.
Wow. I don't even. Okay, let's start with this. Let's start reverse. The simpler thing. So the judge had the audio off at the end, where the jury got to ask questions. To
Holy moly, he messed up.
yeah. So we didn't hear nothing.
Oh no. I will say that overall the questions, and I didn't write them down because I was like, oh, they're going to be recorded.
Right.
Overall, the jury doesn't believe the doctor.
Okay.
They were asking questions about how do you know she's not malingering, and are there any tests to prove that you're not malingering from DID? And she said no. Short version, because everything she answered was 30 minutes long. What was the other question? What was a biggie? Oh, they said, since when your Bellevue Hospital opened, the diagnosis for DID went up. The number of cases went up. Have the number of cases gone down since you've closed the hospital?
Really?
And she said and she didn't have an answer.
Wow.
What was the other questions? They were kind of similar. Two questions were very similar. I'm trying to remember. It was about psychosis. Can't really remember. But the feel of it was they didn't believe it.
Wow.
They thought it was all baloney.
Okay. The other thing.
Okay.
Who the hell is the son? Was it the guy in the yellow or the guy in the blue?
He was in yellow, but he would put on a jacket that was dark blue in the aisle most of the day. And the cops were on.
So I got to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
When the judge talked about somebody smoking.
We all think it's him. Everyone looked at him.
I'm going to get the picture so everybody can see it again.
I don't know if he was in the room at that time, but either they looked at him or we all looked for him because we all know it's him.
But was he only there for the morning and he was gone in the afternoon?
No, so he came in the morning late. She made it for the 1:20 start time, so that was good.
Right.
I think he may have come in and heard the yelling, and left. Now, he was not there. You know when they showed the video of him in the video?
Yes.
He was not in the courtroom during that time.
Ooh. And again, so it's the guy that was wearing yellow or the guy that's in the blue?
Yes.
Okay, the guy was wearing yellow. Okay.
Yellow, and then he would put blue on. Like he put a jacket on.
Oh, okay, but he was still
like a blazer.
But he was always wearing yellow though, the yellow undershirt.
He always wearing yellow, but he was towards the back in the aisle.
Okay.
And he when they brought the additional police in for additional security, I mean, they were having so many problems with the people I didn't sit on that side today. I was not in the bad group, the fun group.
Right.
But they were talking a little too much and just, they're tired, they're bored. They probably were just, they forgot the decorum of the courtroom.
Oh, that's why he was
and
reprimanded them.
he was livid. And the bailiff kept asking people to turn off their phones, put their phones away, don't even take them out. It was a problem all day. Yesterday, and the reason is what happened to me yesterday. Everybody had out their phones and their computers.
Right.
So I was like, well, okay, I'm going to take mine out. And then when she walked over and she said, ma'am, please stop. So I turned it over and no big deal. Well, today it was just out of control. So the clerk, man, he was mad. And I don't know if that was on film. I always like to go back and see what is caught on film and what's not. He came back, they were yelling at people all on the other side. I was like, thank goodness I'm not sitting over there. And they were like, this is how it's going to go. That's the press. Those 2 rows are for the press. If you're press, you need to be in there. Those 2 rows can have phones and computers, but you cannot, and listen to us, press, you cannot record what is being said in this courtroom. So they were mad at the press, too.
Wow.
And I don't know who I keep mind blanking on the lady that was there I wrote to Mo earlier about the national organization that showed up today. Last name is Janae. Gosh, can't think of it. Crime and something.
It was an organization that showed up?
Yeah, like the big national, I'll just have to look at my notes and tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's keep going. You ask questions and I'll try to remember as much as I can. Okay.
So for the people that don't know, I mean, yesterday it was speculated because did you smell smoke in the court today, by the way? Did you smell weed in the courtroom?
Yes.
You did?
This morning. And, I mean, everybody was just like, man, we're getting, what do you call that? I'm losing the word again. Contact high.
Yo.
What is it? There's another word for it. Anyway, yeah, everybody was just like, it's such a tight room. Dude, you're obvious.
Right, because we were talking about the Dorothy's son has been in the court. People smelled a lot of like weed yesterday. It's believed, not sure. I'm pretty sure it's him. The judge today reprimanded. He didn't say specifically who, but he was like, whether it's cigarettes or marijuana, you can't come in here with that shit or smoking around here or whatever, or in the bathroom where we have cameras.
In the stairwell.
In the stairwell. I wonder if they caught him smoking over there. They knew.
Yes. There's cameras in the stairwells. He's like, in case you don't know, we have cameras everywhere. We saw you. Do it again. And I think they warned him. And he said, do it one more time and you'll be banned from this courthouse for life.
Wow.
He was not messing around. And we were all like, where is he? And then we had gone home or to the hotel to take a shower because the next 2 times he came in, he did not smell it. He didn't smell of it. But he still pulled out his phone. And one of the cops by the door walked over to him and said, put it away. And I was like, no, arrest him. I'm sorry. I just wanted something exciting.
So, Amy, another thing, let me tell you. So, the audio for the video that was being played to Leticia and Deborah and the attorneys.
Oh, it's horrible.
So, it's horrible for you guys, too?
Horrible. Yes. It was horrible. But let me tell you, you didn't miss much. It was all her yada yada, whatever. It was a very bad acting job on her part. Mostly, the Russian thing is the only new thing, and it wasn't Russian. It was her pretending to have a Russian accent. I will tell you the part that killed all of us. And Landon, the mom, had to run out of the courtroom because you know how there's some truths in some of her lies.
Right.
I don't know if you guys heard
abuse.
When Leticia was explaining, no, not that part. When she was explaining the stabbing and the sounds that Gannon was making. The gasping for air. Oh, it was chilling. I don't know how Al stayed in there, but I saw Landon. She started shaking. and she tried to hold it together, and the police and there was like 5 people escorted her out to try to get her out as quickly as possible. It was horrible. That is not something, I didn't know they were going to show something like that. They should have warned them. They showed his autopsy photos again. You know, they were like, Leticia, or whoever you are right now, how did he get these stab wounds? You know, they were trying to get one of her alts to answer for her.
Wow.
And she was just saying, you know, he was, the sound. I'm not going to do it because it's very triggering. And it was horrific. Nobody deserves to hear that.
Holy crap.
So,
yeah, I couldn't hear none of that. Wow.
Y'all are blessed because that was horrible. It was really crappy but I know it's like, I want to hear every word and I want to go back and hear every word. But I can tell you, you guys just missed a lot of her BS. You know, her storytelling, her non-performance of whatever. Yeah, it just wasn't good. It wasn't shocking or eye-opening and all this, oh, we have this evidence of things she did before the murder to prove. And one of the things she said was somebody in the family told the doctor that Leticia was asked to be called Maria when she was a child.
Right.
And I mean, that's like secondhand news, you know, second or third hand. What is that?
I know, and it's it was like an overnight thing. Like all this time she didn't say nothing, and then like overnight after yesterday's testimony, she gets this thing of like,
oh, did y'all see all the paperwork controversy?
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a big deal.
He was pretty pissed to the prosecution.
Yeah, because he knew she was going to do it. He knew.
Black belt.
It's like, I'm going to ask this question.
Black belt babe was asking. Did she say what weapon she used to stab him?
She said she wasn't sure if it was a kitchen knife. When she was answering as the alt, she said, I don't know, it was a kitchen knife or some other knife. I was expecting her to say the box cutters, but she did say kitchen knife, so you know, maybe that's what it was. And she was saying that Gannon had the knife and she took the knife from him.
Wow.
So again, take it with a grain of salt, but yet there's some grain of truth in there. Okay, go ahead. Let's see if I have any other answers.
So what about anything interesting with the jury's reactions, facial reactions, or anything like that?
Okay. Overall, they played poker face, except for one lady, and she kept looking at the family.
Oh.
And the Mel juror, he did one of those faces that you do, like, oh, really? You know? Yeah, he wasn't buying it.
Mev in the chat wants to know, did Lewis get reprimanded for anything at the end of the day?
Did who?
Lewis, that's the attorney that was going ham.
The son? No, not that I know of. If that happened, it happened after court.
Okay.
When they pulled the mom out. I think the judges wanted them both to just get out of Colorado. She was just done.
Sharan wants to know, did Leticia say she hit Gannon with the gun?
I didn't hear.
Oh no.
To hear how she put a hole in his head. I don't know if anybody else caught it, but I could not catch it. She said it 4 times.
Oh, that's the doctor. My bad. Yeah. Lewis is the doctor. I don't know why I was thinking it's the attorney. Did Lewis, Dorothy get reprimanded?
Lewis is the doctor.
Yeah, did she get reprimanded for anything?
Did she get reprimanded?
Mm-hmm. No. Okay.
No, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She nor her son got reprimanded.
Wow.
That I know of. Although, you know, everybody was like, hold her for lunch to make sure she's here. And fine her. And, there was a lot of work done because they even said it, this is going to probably come up on appeal because they were holding back. I don't know how the appeal would work, but maybe if she's done. I don't know.
So people are asking, though, we already got confirmation on Twitter, so teacher says she's not going to testify, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. She is not going to testify.
Mm-hmm.
And then the agent next to me said, which one of her is not going to testify?
Right.
I said, too soon.
Anything new with the love affair between these two?
I kind of saw him towards the end. Did you guys? I didn't have a good view. Were they, because she was asleep all day, and then she woke up, and that's when I said, oh, she wakes up now, and the agent said, well, yeah, she thinks that went well. She's delusional. Leticia thinks the doctor did great.
That's what's so mind-boggling to me. Like, I'm seeing their reactions, Leticia and Cook, and it's like it's almost like they look confident or something.
Yeah, idiots. They're delusional. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Cook, if you're listening, I'm sorry. In this moment, I need to have a talk with you. Walk away.
Right. Leanne says she wants to know, can Amy tell us what she hasn't wanted to yet? Or do you want to wait on that or what?
I want to wait.
Did you go on Friday?
I don't know yet,
okay.
So that's why I did talk to a couple of news people, and I asked them, I said, do you think I would be able to get in? And they said, we think so, but, no promises, but we think you should, risk it. I'm a little spontaneous. And Friday morning, I may be like, oh, I want to go.
Well, definitely. I'm so glad you went today because, oh, my God, you're giving us so much good information. And Dame97 wants to know, ask why her attorney washes his hands with hand sanitizer, then washes his face with hand sanitizer. I have no idea. I did notice that he, wiped his whole face with hand sanitizer.
Okay, I would say if you're sitting next to her with you, I have no idea. Other than touching things, and I don't know why he's doing his face. That seems like it would dry it out really bad.
Right.
Never heard of wiping your face with hand sanitizer. I did see him go get water a lot of times from the clerk. So I don't know. I didn't notice anything. I'm from behind.
Miss Buddha wants to know, was there any facial reaction when Dr. Lewis said that Elle was abusive to Gannon? Did she say, because we couldn't hear so well, did she admit, Leticia, to abusing Gannon?
Yes. She said that she was doing the enemas. Is that what we're talking about?
Anything, because I thought maybe she admitted to more. Was there anything else? We knew about the enema, but
no, it's the enema.
Oh.
Because and so I don't know if y'all heard Dr. Lewis talk about that, but a lot of times children who are abused that way, it's a form of SA.
Right. Yeah.
And they then start disassociating because it's just too cruel and painful to deal with, and humiliating and all the other things. And then those sometimes, just like all, unfortunately, if you've been a victim of child molestation, there's a chance that he will go on to do it. Not everybody does, but that's the data. So that's why you get help. And so she was saying these people go on to do it to others, and she admitted to doing it repeatedly to Gannon.
Oh wow.
And so she did admit to that. I will say, when they kept saying she had no reason, no motive, she loved her son, and they're like, the agent next to me did his hands what about the text about I hate my stepson, and and then he said, according to her theory, you have to hate someone to kill someone, and that's not true. There's just,
Right.
I think the closest theory they've come to is that Gannon wanted to go home to be with his mom. He's 11 years old, and he was probably tired of Leticia and wanted his mom, like all little 11-year-olds. Sometimes, that happens. And when she's being mean, he wants a maternal figure that's nice. And Leticia just couldn't hate that. I mean, she does not like competition. And she just, I think, for me, this is my final guess out of everything, is that she felt like she was the victim. She was taking care of everything. She was doing everything. No one else was. And for Gannon to say to her, I raised this son. And I loved him like he was my own. And, there was one time he said to me, "You're not my mother." And I said, "I know I'm not. That's okay." But I was an adult, and I understood he was mad. And we got over it, and we got through it, and I raised him as my own, and everything was fine. But if you're someone like Leticia and you get that thrown at you, and she's not getting affection from Al anymore, I could kind of see her being triggered maybe by that.
Right.
Hopefully that's not too controversial, but
Let me give you some rapid fire questions, because as people shooting off here in the chat. Oh, well, one real quick one, which is kind of funny. Kelsey said, "Could you smell her?"
No. The marijuana was overwhelming.
Okay. Lay was wondering, did you catch any of Al's reactions? I know you mentioned Landon.
Yes, he was pretty stoic. He did say no when Leticia was saying, so when Leticia was up there as her alt saying Gannon wanted to go home, and I was telling him that if I took him and I kidnapped him, and that, I was going to try to get him away without telling his dad, Al was just shaking his head no. I mean, I'm sorry, I always get the shake and nod wrong. He was moving his head no. All right. And then she was like, your mom's a drug addict. And then Landon started moving her head no. They were very upset about Leticia saying those things about both of them.
Interesting.
Not upset like the other part. Like, they were just, that's the only time I've ever seen them react since I've been there. They've been pretty, stone-faced, and I think the victims' advocates have told them to do that, to not give them, don't give the bully ammunition, Don't let them know it upsets you. So they hadn't, but at that point they both said no, and, they were shaking their head like no. One of the grandparents started crying as well when those sounds were being made by Leticia. When Landon ran out of the room, one of the grandparents started crying too. It was horrible. And I was so upset because only half the jury was looking at the family then.
Oh.
The other half was looking at the screen. I was like, no, y'all need to look over here and see the effects of what this woman has done. But no. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Carolyn said maybe Maria will testify, since Leticia says she's not.
No, they want to wrap this thing up Friday, and
I can tell they're pushing to get it done. Crystal,
yeah, it's wrapped up Friday.
Sorry. You want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Okay, Crystal wants to know, do you have a Cash App? Do you have a Cash App? I feel like we should send you something.
No,
to travel.
No. Send it to Mel.
Oh, if you have.
No.
If you have, because I was gonna send you something. We can.
No, I won't accept it.
Oh.
So send it to Mel.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Really sweet.
Nope.
Nope. Let's see real quick.
Thank you, but no. This is all for Gannon and, everybody in the chat. I have a lot of fun and support Mel's channel so I can hang out with good people. So there you go.
Thank you, Amy. Crime Solver wants to know, please ask what they meant by the juror being in an accident. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know. Do not know. I sent Mo on a mission too. I haven't seen if she answered it or not, so maybe the chat can find this out. Apparently there is a meme on the internet, I don't know where, Facebook or Twitter, of Cook and Leticia doing that snuggle fest the other day. and it has 4 call-outs with words. And that was discussed this morning over through the white noise. So I don't know if, there's a search fest for everybody to go on, because I'm going to look for it when I get home.
Okay. Let's see what else. I got that question. Oh, somebody asked earlier, which I think we kind of talked about it. So the jury, I mean, from what you're getting and the questions that they asked, they're not buying the whole insanity thing.
Nope. They were not buying it. Okay, so this has been said a lot of times by attorneys. The trial is decided in jury selection. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the jury you pick, it doesn't matter what you say in trial. So during the 2 weeks when they were picking that panel, they were having a hard time finding anybody not to say they thought the insanity defense was cowardice on her part. So I don't think, and I know this demographic, and it's military country, it's military families, and you make a mistake, you own up to it. So there isn't much tolerance for the devil made me do it, or whatever you want to say, They're just, I know there are cases, like we've had another case down here where, we've had a lot of cases, unfortunately. We had the Aurora theater shooting, where that guy was really off his rocker, if y'all remember.
Oh, yeah.
He
with the orange hair?
Begging, he was begging neurologists for help. Begging, he was saying, I'm losing it, help me. And, that's a closer case than this. This is just a mean woman. With, she's narcissistic. Me. That's all it's about. And Dorothy was a lot like that. They're so much alike. Leticia will not, Dr. Lewis would not answer questions, yes or no. Shows up late, rules don't apply to her, she's entitled. Everything, the little things in the courtroom, everything had to be accommodated for her. It was crazy. And I'm sure most of it wasn't shown on film. So, yeah. And I really think her son needs to be diagnosed.
Really?
There's something there. Yeah. There's still for do and don't, but yeah.
Everybody's calling.
That's what the police were watching him, and I finally wrote, that's the witness's son, to one of the police officers who was new.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, okay, because he was so odd. He was acting so odd. And he pulled his phone out after everybody got yelled at 4 times today. He pulled his phone out.
That's
like the
crazy.
rules don't apply to him. And the cop walked over and said, what are you doing? And he put it away. I'm repeating myself. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm losing it. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm so, this GoFundMe thing. I'm going to have to go turn them out. I was going to just take whatever I was going to send you and just send it to the dad's GoFundMe, but I'm having all these issues, so I'm going to have to charge my old phone and turn it on to access the account. But, let me see.
I would say, well, I don't know. Both families are lovely. It just appears that Aunt Veronica has means and is really bless her heart for taking care of Landon.
Yeah.
She looks like she's kind of handling the bill for everything. Al and his wife, sweet family. The grandparents were there. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't talk to them about, for funding or anything. I know there's...
Yeah, because I know those accounts are old, too. Not that they're old, but they were made a while back when the whole situation was happening, so I'm not even sure if that's...
Right.
Yeah.
The only other thing is, I guess I could reach out to somebody to say, you know, do they have a fund set up for Gannon and his memorial,
Right.
in his name or something like that. I don't know, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, everybody in the chat saying is thank you and that they love you. You're amazing. And
Oh,
I thank you too so much for giving us information and taking your time to, you know, go out there and take the time to call us, give us
sure.
feedback.
And maybe we'll do a little debrief. I debriefed a little on Discord last night, so if you're on Discord,
Oh, for sure.
I put some things in there as well,
Okay.
as I remember, because I can't read while I'm driving.
Right.
I take all these great notes and then I can't read them to you. So, but overall, yeah, I'm glad it's over for everybody's sake. That, you know, they're done.
Right.
Closing is Friday. Let's move on. And I'm betting guilty.
Yeah, me too.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But my bet is guilty. That's it. I mean, other than all the fiasco today and all the yelling and all the cops and all the guns and, it felt like a military state in there after a while.
I know. Truth Seeker was saying, Amy, did you see Dr. Lewis and T fist bump on video, I guess?
Did I see her in where?
The fist bump.
Yes. That was just November 22, I think she did that interview. So I remember the fist bump being a big deal at the start of COVID. But, yeah, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
That was very weird. Her stupid little Russian accent was
I know.
ridiculous. It was, you know, just like a 12-year-old trying to do an accent. And that was sad, too, because she was saying that she was 11 or 10 when it happened to her, and Gannon was the same age. So, you know, the intimate thing.
Right.
And they kept talking about the cape. I don't know if y'all heard that. That maybe he put his blanket up and he was looking like a big man with a cape, and that triggered her.
I didn't hear that.
I don't know if you could
No, we
hear
couldn't hear
that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go home and take notes and read through my notes and anything important.
Sure, for sure.
Do another little
And
thing.
and then like when they do, I don't know, verdict watch or whatever the situation is, maybe we can talk or we can have you on.
I think that's gonna be 30 minutes flat.
It's got to be quick. I don't think they're gonna go through all this shit again, like all through.
No.
Yeah.
These people are done.
Mm-hmm.
They're done. Yeah. Oh, it's raining. Never see that there.
All right, Amy. Well, drive safe, please. Be good.
I will.
All right.
Okay.
And we'll talk.
All right. All right.
Thanks, Amy.
And hello to everybody in the chat. I'm eager to get back.
They're saying hi. They love you and thank you.
Okay. Love them.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So Amy's notes. This is from yesterday. Number 1, the jury never sees the man dressed in plain clothes interact with Leticia. It's after the jury leaves that he gets up and assists the bailiff. I'm not sure why I called him undercover, as he is only undercover to the jury, not dressed in uniform like the bailiff. There are other people sitting in the aisle, so he's not the only one sitting in the aisle, but he is closest to the front. This is related to the call yesterday too, where she thought somebody was like undercover. I'm going to clip that stuff together so it all makes sense. I'd like to post it tonight or by tomorrow sometime. I think both of Amy's calls together will be good. Number 2, Leticia has what appears to be a vest under her shirt. Not sure thick, but still could be Kevlar. Maybe she meant Kevlar. I don't know. She also has something around her waist. I do not know if this is for shock purposes or it is there in case she loses it. And they have easy access to the handcuff. Oh, and they have easy access to handcuff her hands to her waist, ? These items are adding to her bulkiness. A friend of mine too, and some other people have been telling me Tisha looks like she's gaining weight or something in there, or to her face. And maybe that's why her clothes look bigger too. I don't know. 3, jury did not see doctor get in/out of her wheelchair or to and from the witness stand, but they did see the wheelchair in the courtroom. Number 4, I think the doctor's son was sending signs to the doctor during her testimony. For one question, he was shaking his head yes, in a very obvious way to help her answer the question. And if you watch that documentary, Crazy Not Insane, he's in there assisting her and like helping her with her work. 5, yes, lots of red and black in court today. Landon was wearing red and black today. That was yesterday. Let me get the second page. Okay, so number 6, Gannon's dad was wearing blue argyle socks. Didn't match his outfit, so I believe this was in honor of Gannon. Interesting. Very interesting. Number 7, no one in the jury was wearing red. They were wearing blue, teal, purple, and green. 8, just as Mel yelled when they announced that videos would be shown of Leticia and the doctor, those of us in the gallery all silently cheered and looked at one another. You can't let the judge or bailiff catch you making facial expressions that could influence the jury, so a lot of note writing and passing happens in the gallery. Number 9, there was a gasp in the gallery when the doctor said magic. Unbelievable. That was yesterday. There's so many. I need a clip person. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as far as the GoFundMe stuff, we had conversations about that. Those GoFundMes are old. They're active, but old. I really think people should hold and wait. I was talking to somebody that had said they might be doing a foundation, but I'm not sure yet. They're going to try to confirm. I think people should hold a little bit for now. Instead of spreading and sending one thing to this GoFundMe, sending another thing to that GoFundMe, and then what happens if they actually do a foundation. So just wait a little bit and see. Let this trial happen. And when I find out, if possible, if there's going to be a foundation or what for sure is going to be done, I'd rather send to that and direct people to that. And I'd rather do something official, because multiple people have asked me, oh, can I do something on behalf of somebody? I prefer not to. I would rather, if there's some confirmed way, direct people to the confirmation. I'll send stuff myself and we can deal with it like that. I don't want to muddy the waters, because I've seen situations get cloudy and I prefer not to. So yeah, love you guys. See you guys Friday. Take care and peace. Bloop, bloop.